Alright guys, for those of you that just headed over here to the Gly Coolness channel from Adventure Coolness, wondering, okay, what is the difference between observational exploring and documentary exploring? And the reason I wanted to clarify this is because there's been some people that have been like, I don't know, I guess they had what's the word I'm looking for?
They had a different idea of what the channel was going to be about.
That's right. They had a different idea of what Adventure Coolness is going to be like. So let's kind of hone things in a little bit, and I'll explain to you what Adventure Coolness is going to be. So Adventure Coolness is what's called an observational exploring channel. And what I mean by that is that when we go out to find new and interesting things, we don't spend a lot of time diving into the history of that location or doing a lot of research and things like that. We'll read about it and we'll touch upon it. But the way that Laura and I like to explore is we like to go out to a location and just observe what it is, and then use deductive reasoning as to what it is via what we're seeing. You know, that's observational exploring. Now, the other way to make a video is to do it via like documentary style. And what I mean by that is like when a person does a lot of research on what they're about to take a look at, and then they formulate a story. Of course, they get all of that information off of the internet, and you have to work it into the video in such a way to where you're not plagiarizing someone else's work. A lot of work goes into it. It's kind of like the kind of documentary that you would see on something like the Discovery Channel, History Channel,
yeah,
things like that. But those presentations have a lot of people working for them. You've got like 3 or 4 people doing all of the research. You've got a bunch of people doing post-production and pre-production. A lot goes into it, guys. But since Laura and I, we're just a 2-man crew producing weekly content for 4 different YouTube channels, there's only so much that you can do in a short period of time. And observational exploring sits within those parameters. Does that make sense?
Yeah, otherwise, like you said, you have to have the pictures, you have to have the history on the place. We just give you guys a brief little snippet of it.
An overview.
Depending on the site that we're at, you can always go online and do some more research yourself.
When you see those documentaries where they're incorporating a lot of those old pictures and things like that, you have to remember that a lot of those old pictures, when they're doing those comparisons, they're not free or fair use. They are copyrighted, and so you got to go onto those sites and you have to pay for that copyright. And oftentimes it can be anywhere from, say, $5 upwards to $50 per photo, and then you obtain the license to be able to use that in your video, especially if your video is monetized like ours are. Then you absolutely have to purchase the license. So you can see a lot more levels goes into that kind of a production as compared to what we're doing now. And we like it this way because, see, Laura, I've explained this in the past on Abandoned and Forgotten Places many times. I like to come into a brand new site and observe the clues. And then after doing that, then it's kind of formulate as to, hey, you know, this is this and that is that, and that makes sense over there why they put that. I wanted to do the exact same thing for Adventure Coolness, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Now you know what the difference is between observational exploring and documentary style. Okay, well, thanks for coming along on another short little clip here on the Gly Coolness channel. I promised I will have some more for you guys coming up in the future. Last week was pretty chaotic, but things are starting to calm down now. Okay, again, thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time.